In September 2020, the Indian Parliament passed the three significant bills related to India's agriculture sector. These bills are commonly referred as farm bills. While introducing these bills into the parliament, central government has iterated that these bills will bring much needed reforms in the agriculture sector of our country, and provisions of these bills will empower the small farmers by rapidly increasing their income.
कृषि में जो सुधार किए गए हैं उसका सबसे ज्यादा लाभ छोटे और सीमांत किसानों को मिलेगा।
Although these farm bills were fiercely opposed by various opposition parties, including the parties who are the part of NDA alliance, government has managed to pass all three bills from both the houses of parliament in just a matter of 4 days.
ये 500 किसानों की मौत हो गई है पिछले 9 महीनों में और ये सरकार इतनी असंवेदनशील है, इतनी क्रूर है कि उन किसानों की वेदना सुनने के लिए तैयार नहीं।
But since the passage of these three farm bills, protests and demonstrations have erupted all over India. Several farmer unions are not satisfied with the provisions of these farm bills and demanding the government to repeal it. But the government is stubborn with its decision and absolutely unwilling to step back. What followed is the increasing tension between the farmers and the central government that resulted in seemingly unending cycle of protest, demonstrations, killing, violence and anger. So what are these three farm bills and how they are going to impact the farmers? What changes these bills are going to bring into the agriculture sector? And the most important question, are these reforms worth it? Let's find out. The first law, referred as the Farmers Produce Trade and Commerce Ordinance 2020, allows farmers to sell their product outside the Agriculture Produce Marketing Committee or APMC, thereby advancing their farmers' interaction with the market directly. According to the government, implementation of this law will dismantle existing trade and distribution monopoly of Food Corporation of India and APMCs.
पहले क्या होता था कि अगर मंडी में बेहतर दाम नहीं मिलते थे या फिर उसकी उपज को दोयम दर्जी का बताकर खरीदने से इनकार कर दिया जाता था तो किसान मजबूरी में औने पौने दामों पर अपनी उपज बेचने को मजबूर रहता था। इन कृषि सुधारों के जरिए हमने किसानों को बेहतर विकल्प दिए हैं।
The second bill is Farmers' Agreement on Price Insurance and Farm Service Ordinance 2020, which focuses on creating avenues for farmers to engage in contract farming through verbal or written contracts. As per the government, this bill paves the way for farmers to access national and corporate markets and will prevent the exploitation of small farmers by wealthy farmers and corporates. The last law is an amendment to the Essential Commodity Act 1955, according to which certain food items like cereals, pulses, oilseeds, edible oils, onions, and potatoes have been deregulated. This allows the central government to regulate the supply of these food items in extraordinary circumstances, such as wars and famines. Stock limits may be imposed on agriculture produce only if there is a steep price rise. Together, these three farm bills aspire to liberalize and deregulate the market for the agrarian sector. Then why the farmers are protesting? What are their reservations and demands? Farmer Union argue that the government's proposal did not nearly do enough to address their demand and they want these farm bills to be taken back. According to farmers, by allowing the farm product to be sold outside the APMC, the government is weakening the mandis and putting the farmers at the mercy of few private players who will organize as cartels and thus settling the prices of our product.
हमारी मांगे हैं, हमारी भारत सरकार 3 कानून लेकर आई है एग्रीकल्चर के संबंध में। वो तीनों कानून किसानों के खिलाफ हैं, कारपोरेट के पक्ष में भुगतते हैं। इसके लिए हमारी ये मांग है कि ये कानून हर हाल में रद्द किए जाएं।
Farmers are also apprehensive about the amendment in contract farming law. Experts believe that contract farming in India involves many malpractices against farmers, including one-sided contract agreement, delayed payment, quality-based undue rejection, beside poor enforcement of contract farming provisions by the state government. Anxiety also surrounds around MSP. As per the protesting farmers, Through these laws, the government is signaling that it is moving away from the current pattern of procurement at minimum support price or MSP. So far, 11 rounds of talks have happened between the representatives of farmer union and the central government. Yet none of the meetings has yielded any concrete results. Both the government and farmer unions are in no mood of changing their stand.
ਉਹ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਔਰ ਹਰਿਆਣੇ ਦੀ ਮੰਡੀ ਹੈ, ਜਿਵੇਂ ਕਿ ਇਹਦੇ ਚ ਕਣਕ, ਮੱਕੀ ਹੈ, ਝੋਨਾ ਆ, ਇਹਦੇ ਗਵਰਨਮੈਂਟ ਰੇਟ ਤੈਅ ਕਰਦੀ ਸੀਗੀ ਤੇ ਸਾਰਾ ਮਾਲ ਤਕਰੀਬਨ ਗਵਰਨਮੈਂਟ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਚੱਕੂਗੀ, ਇਹ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਜ਼ਿੰਮੇਵਾਰੀ ਸੀਗੀ। ਬਟ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਇਹ ਕਾਨੂੰਨ ਲਾਗੂ ਹੋਏ ਆ ਇਹ ਤੇ ਹੁਣ ਪ੍ਰਾਈਵੇਟ ਵਪਾਰੀ ਮੰਡੀ ਚ ਆ ਜਾਊਗਾ।
ये तीनों कानून भी हैं, इन पर भी देश के अधिकांश किसान, विद्वान, वैज्ञानिक और कृषि के क्षेत्र में काम करने वाले लोग इनसे सहमत हैं।
As the time passing, the standoff between the government and the farmers is becoming bad to worse. Just 2 weeks ago, 8 people, including 4 farmers, died in a violence that broke out in Uttar Pradesh Lakhimpur Kheri ahead of visit by Deputy Chief Minister Keshav Prasad Maurya on Sunday. The violence erupted after a car belonging to Ashish Mishra, son of Minister of State for Home Ajay Mishra, allegedly ran over the farmers who were protesting against the centre's 3 farm laws ahead of an event in Ticonia. 4 farmers were killed in this incident. This led to the clashes between the protesters and BJP workers, which led to the death of 4 more people believed to be from BJP's convoy. The incident has intensified the politics in poll-bound state as opposition leaders demanded the resignation of Ajay Mishra and Keshav Prasad Maurya. According to SAS survey, average income of an Indian farmer on a monthly basis is less than 10,000 rupees. More than 10,000 farmers die by suicide in 2020. Farmer suicide account for more than 11.2% of all the suicide that happen in India. So there is no denying that India's agriculture sector needs some reform. And these farm laws are a step toward those reforms. But at the same time, the government cannot shun the concerns of farmers. If these farm laws have to be implemented, the government is compelled to bring the farmers at its corner. This has been Ritik Singh signing off.